Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I want to catch up on a few things because I did many things on the bus without a camera. The reason behind that is that I became a bit overwhelmed at the amount of work that needs to be done, because basically everywhere I poked or everything I touched, it either fell apart or I found major holes, rust, and so on. And I did many things off camera, and I just want to catch up a bit and show you what was done to the bus. First thing, truck mirrors. I got the mirrors from VW LT and installed them, and I have to say that the visibility is improved by 150%. Finally, I can see what's happening in the back of the bus. Nothing was done on the front except I cleaned up the radiator a bit because it had a bunch of dirt and flies over it. I just spray washed that sucker, and that was it for the front. On the inside, I disassembled the entire cabin. Basically, I removed the seats, I removed the back of the seats. The driver's seat is also prepped for removing. I just have to slide it off, but I left it in there so I can move around the bus. I have new seats. I'm going to show them in a minute, but what I have found and what overwhelmed me a bit is that after I removed the carpet or the rubber mat, which is under over there, I have found out that the floor is almost completely rusted, as you can see, and basically the entire floor, both passenger and driver, will have to be replaced. Let me show you the passenger side, which is way worse. I meant the driver's side. Just look at that. Entire chunks of the floor are missing. The floor is completely rusted. The gas pedal underneath it, it's completely rusted, and this entire piece will have to go. I'm not sure that I can do this, so most probably the bus at some point will have to visit the body shop so they can weld up all the panels. One thing I did is that I sourced new panels, both passenger and driver, and they're in really good condition. They have just a bit of a surface rust, which will be easily cleaned off, and those suckers should directly swap on over there. Those are the seats that I got. Those are T4 seats with armrests, and they're like couches. I mean, they're so comfy. In regards to these one, the old shitty seats that were inside of the bus. What else? I have a new steering wheel, which is from a VW Passat 90 first year. I don't like this big rounded thing. I'll show you the steering wheel in a bit. Those are the plates, the wire plates from the T4 seats, which I'm not going to use. I'll just have to slightly modify those, cut this edge along the entire rail, and they can simply slide onto the original rails. One thing that really got me off is that, as I mentioned in my previous video, the bus visited a mechanical shop, and they did a really poor job, I have to say, that because the bus overheated again. If you can imagine that. I had a fairly new, not fairly new, brand new head gasket in it, a fully refurbished head, and the bus overheated. Here, hot summer days, it's 40 degrees outside or 100 degrees for you Americans, and it's, yeah, that sucked. It really sucked, and I had to do this over again, pay a ginormous amount of money again, because there's no way in hell I'm returning the bus to do the same mechanical shop. Because my thinking is that if they ruined something in the first place, you should not think that they're able to fix it. If they're not able to do it the first time, most probably they're going to ruin the job the second time as well, and just make me spend more money. I'll have to find a place here locally, somewhere nearby, that they can fix it up for me, because I'm working on my driveway basically, and I have no way of doing it myself, and I don't have the needed experience and knowledge as well. So this needs to be done before the bus also needs to pass a technical inspection, which there's no way how it's going to pass, because first I have to fully refurbish the front brakes, which are in very poor condition, and I have to fix up the engine, because otherwise that engine is going to overheat in the technical inspection, and it's going to fail miserably. One thing I managed to also source, which was a really nice catch, I managed to find rock and roll hinges for the bed, original rock and roll hinges. I'm going to show those in a bit. They're in poor condition. They have surface rust. I have to sand them down, grind them a bit with the wheel, with the wire wheel, and give them a fresh new coat of paint. What's next for the buses, let me switch my camera, is that I have to start working on the inside, and the first thing I'm going to do is cover up those holes in there, which the back seat was onto, and the rear seat belts. I'm not going to reuse those. There will be a rock and roll bed over there, and I'm not planning to taking any passengers in the back, so no seat belts. The other thing that I need to do is I need to start working on this floor. I need to put a fresh coat of paint, remove all the surface rust. There's no major rust on it, no major holes or something. Then I'll start working my way to isolate the entire van. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with the roof, with the roof liner, but I think that at some point I have to remove it, and when I do, I'm going to isolate the roof as well. On the inside, I did a few small repairs because there was surface rust, which I didn't want to leave and become some more permanent damage. And what I did is I just grinded it down, put some rust converter on it, and left it like this. I mean, I prefer to do it this way rather than rusting. I've sanded down this panel over here, but it's too far gone. This whole entire piece will have to be replaced at some point. This will need to be cut down and replaced. As you can see, this is fewer, and there are huge chunks of metal missing. So yeah, a bit of spider webs. It's really solid underneath. I have zero to none work on the underneath of the bus, but there's many work on the body, on the actual body of the bus. Once I was taking it to a friend of mine, and I managed to hit his garage door, and I just bent the door, as you can see. So this will have to be replaced as well. There's no straightening this one. I mean, it's so rusted, and if I try to pull it out, I'll simply break the metal. And this is it in terms of the progress so far, and I'll show you some of the work later. Well guys, one seat is installed. As you can see, we cut the base of the seat and it fit perfectly. Everything is working as expected. The seat has few minor issues which I'm going to repair later down the road, like a cigarette hole right here, few stains which I'm going to get out. I'm going to drive the bus to a power cleaning place where they can simply wash everything out. And now I have to repeat the exact same process for the driver's seat. I have prepared over there the seat. You need to remove the rubber mats, because if they're on, the seat does not fit. So let me do that and I'll be right back. And this is the end result, guys. Both seats are installed. I had to dismantle pretty much the half of the dash. I need to remove the plastic piece right here. I need to remove the plastic piece under the steering wheel. But everything fits perfectly. They work. The armrests work. Everything is fine, and I have to say that they're 20 times more comfortable than this old garbage right here. I'm going just simply throw those away. This is the steering wheel that I got for the bus. As I said, it's from a VW Passat from 91. It's in really good condition. Nevertheless, I'm going to give it a fresh coat of paint, black paint for leather, and I'm going to freshen it up a bit, and I'm going to slap it on the bus. It's way smaller in diameter, which makes it really comfortable to drive the bus, because I don't like it with this big old steering wheel. And as far as I know, the old one, the original one, has some value, so I'm going to make some money out of it, get some return in the bank, and that's it in terms of the wheel. Other thing that I got is, as I said, the rock and roll hinges. This is the right one, and as you can see, it's not in that it's in a good state, it's in a good shape. But this is the left one, which, as you can see, has some surface rust. It's frozen. I can't move it, so I'm using this multi-purpose silicone oil. I'm just spraying in between 1 or 2 hours. I'm just spraying it up, trying to move it a bit, and in the end I hope that I'll get it moving. After that, I'll grind it down with a wire wheel and give it a fresh coat of black paint. I grind it a bit right here, and you can see how it turns up. I'm going to degrease it, and I don't think I'm going to apply rust converter, because it's going to get the mechanism stuck, and I don't want that. So it's just gonna be fresh coat of paint from a spray can. That's it in terms of the new parts for the bus, guys, and we'll go from there, and thank you for watching.